Hello, all. Yes, we are here. We got no power. Hey, Joyce, you guys have power over there?
Hi, everyone.
We're just a little darker than normal.
But we're here.
There we go. All right, we're gonna get started very shortly here. I'm gonna adjust the camera before Oscar comes in because he always gets upset.
We're shocked Oscar is gonna make it. He drove actually we said goodbye to our tour group this morning and put them on a plane, and Oscar got on the plane with them, got to Panama City, picked up a car, and drove it back to Boquete to deliver tomorrow to a guest. Actually over at the Costa Rica border. So
Cool.
but he's gonna be here, so he'll be on with us.
So when you live in Panama, we have power outages sometimes.
Yes.
So if you are working or if you don't like sitting in the dark, you might want to find some sort of backup system. Here in my home, I have 6 golf cart batteries connected to an inverter and a battery charger for when the power is on, and then power went out about half hour ago, but computers are still running. We have some light.
Yeah, and there was no delay.
No.
All of the lights just stayed on, the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi stayed on.
Yeah, and then in my entertainment room, the TV works, the internet works, the lamps work, so yeah, it's all good.
Especially if you're planning to work from home here, you have to have some system like that. Otherwise, the power outages aren't long, typically. Well, I guess you'll see tonight how long it is,
Yeah.
but typically they're not long. I mean, now it's been maybe 10 minutes since it went out. So if you're just retired, it's not really that inconvenient. Unless you're in a rural area.
You know, for a lot of people, they just have an iPad and share their data connection on their phone. Okay, let's say hi to some people. Heather and Herman. Sunny but cool London, Ontario. Winter is here, Heather and Herman. I have not seen winter 14 years ago. Last time I saw winter.
Carter met our this last group.
You guys got power back there? I'm sure you. Power outages are typically not countrywide.
No.
Kevin and Mary. All right, for those of you, much of you on here now who have not introduced yourself, please do. We are going to get started very shortly here. Megan and I will start out, and I think we're being joined by somebody. Very thanks.
I just said your voice is coming through sporadically.
Sporadically. Okay, thank you for that, Linda. Hey guys, does anyone else have an issue hearing Megan and me? Trisha and Sylvian, very welcome. This is the first time you've been on one of our Q&As. Welcome you, and we come back off.
Usually it's not this dark.
Yeah. Yeah, usually we got studio lights here, but I don't want to run them on the backup because they use way too much electricity. Screen share. Now this is a general Q&A. You can ask any question that you so desire, and we're going to answer it for you. And we can even connect you to people and everything. So continue to introduce yourself. This is I'll put our company banner up. And Megan, let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah, so we have some newcomers on, so we'll quick let you guys know who we are. Rod will share our website so you get a better idea. I'm Megan, I'm our operations director. I'm from Pennsylvania originally, outside of Philadelphia area. I went to Penn State and graduated in international development, and then found myself here in the Peace Corps. I said I would go anywhere in the world and just got lucky enough to land in Panama. And I had no idea at the time, I was working in really rural areas here. I had no idea that expat was even a word that, North Americans come here, retire here, and it's one of the number one places to move in the world for retirees, and now, even not retirees too, and Europeans now too. So I went from Peace Corps volunteer doing a lot of development projects to meeting my husband here, Oscar, and there he is. Yes, he always knows somebody here. He's our social butterfly. So now I help run a lot of the tours. I did the tours with him for a while, but now we have a 3-year-old, so I stay here in Boquete more of the time, which is where our team is based. And I do a lot of the onboarding for you guys who come on tours with us. I'll get you ready to come to Panama. And then if you decide to move, we will do calls with you and make sure that you're ready for your move. Anything that you need, we're going to be here for you.
Cool.
Next.
My name is Rod Larrabee. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I arrived in Panama 14 years ago in 7 days, on the 23rd, I believe it was, 23rd of October. I've never looked back. Now, I ran into problems when I moved here. I did it the way we don't advise you to, without any information, just coming blindly, packing your bags, selling everything you own, buying a one-way ticket, arriving in Panama. And after I was here 2-3 months, I had challenges. I had challenges with my vehicle, with the titles in someone else's name. I had challenges with a lawyer wanting $40,000 for a retainer for my immigration. It was one challenge after another. I honestly was almost ready to go home. And then I met that guy that we just showed you in the picture here. Oscar, 14 years ago, was already helping expats move to Panama, and he became my relocation guide. So he got me all straight away with immigration, with my vehicle, with my driver's license, with my health insurance, everything. And that being said, within a year, we were business partners. And I said, this guy knows what he's doing, and I want to help people do it the right way. And that's what we did. We, in offering our small group tours and our Panama Toll Access Pass, which is a self-guided tour, we can, help you move here and not make mistakes and save you a pile of money. And that's what we do. But anyways, this is 14 years later. I'm still here. I'm still loving it. Not retired yet. I moved here young, so we have a lot of experience, our company, with people, younger people, and now older people like myself, business people. Oscar and I have had multiple businesses, and now with Megan, and raising families in Panama. Not me. I raise pets. Oscar has a 13-year-old that he had here in Panama. And Oscar and Megan have I can't believe it's 3. It was just 3 a few weeks ago.
No, and even an older stepdaughter too, who just
Yeah.
is now coming in on the dependent visa. So our team is very diverse. We have a lot of variety of experiences here, not only personal, but also helping hundreds of guests move here. So we have the current knowledge that helps us be able to prepare you to move here now, because a lot of people will see answers on Facebook groups from people who did it maybe a few years ago, and things change here. And we always remain up to date on what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, I have on the screen now, we're sold out of tours basically till April. For those of you who do not know, we had a couple move from March to May. So their spot in March is now available. And I know a lot of people are waiting on a spot like that. So I got it up online now. Sorry, no singles on that tour. We're running out of rooms.
And if you want to come sooner,
yeah, if you want to
we
come
have the
sooner,
access packs, which is what all guests get, and you can get it. And without the tour, come here and we'll do a call with you. We'll help you plan your trip. We'll get you connected with all of our local guides here in the country. And it comes with so much support and information that's going to make the move so much easier.
Cool. So the format here, guys, is you type your question into the chat and we answer them in the order that they get typed in. If you would like, we always like to meet new people and stuff like that. And if you type the word live, LIVE, in the chat, we're going to invite you to the studio and you can ask a question there. So start pumping away your questions and we're going to get right into it.
Right.
Move this. I put the link to the access pass for those interested.
Amazing. We had some questions about next tour opening, March and April currently. If you're looking at something sooner, you can get on our backup list. And right on our website, retireinpanamatours.com, you can see prices, itineraries, and all of that.
Yeah, I will pop in for those people asking the link directly to our 3 products, which will show you the dates and availability. They ask a price. A 7-day tour for a couple is $39.95 plus Panama tax, and that's all inclusive for the 7 days except your alcoholic beverages. And the 3-day Cherokee Highlands tour for a couple is $18.95. And for a single, those numbers are $24.95 and $12.95. So great value, and it includes the Panama Toll Access Pass.
Yeah.
So if you buy one of the tours, you get the members area, which has our complete Rolodex. You get the book, which has almost 500 pages of complete wealth of knowledge about Panama to help you make your move here.
And one-on-one calls with us. But our members area is a great resource. That's a login on our website with all of our up-to-date contacts within the country.
Mm-hmm. Okay, clear. Did I miss something?
I think so. I don't see any questions
Okay.
yet.
Right there. Hey, Linda, if you sign up for the March tour, how long before you send the book you publish or it distributed during the tour? Okay, Linda, first of all, it's not just a book. What's more, I'm not going to say more important. The book is very important, but the book refers to the members area constantly, like more than 100 times in the book, because that's where you get the contacts. That's the part we got to keep up. Panama's history is not changing. Panama's, like anytime soon, Panama's culture is not changing. And the basic mechanics of making a move, the book covers everything from how to have estate sales to
How to set up your cell phones.
yeah, how to set up your cell phones.
The banking
Yeah. And what happens when you book a tour, you have 2 options. You can wait for 30 days before the tour. When you pay your final balance, you'll get access to the members area, which has all the contacts. And then on the tour, first day of the tour, you get the book. Or you can opt into our program that allows you to get the book shipped to you and immediately access the members area. There's no additional cost for that, but it will make your deposit non-refundable because you now have the Panama Toll Access Pass, which is the same value. So, but we will cover the cost of shipping the book to you right away. Yeah. I've never done the hop on, hop bust, Megan, have you? I know a lot of people have.
I haven't. I have heard good things though.
Okay, let's get, this is jumping around. Okay. Health insurance, great. Okay, is it best to move Advantage plans or get Panama insurance? Great, Rocky, great question. Sometimes I skip over this. It's time to go into this in a little more detail now because of situations that has happened. On our tour, we actually on the Friday tour Punta Pacifica Hospital. It's the Johns Hopkins affiliated hospital. We have the administrator in charge of foreign acquisitions tour. We go see the whole hospital. Now in this hospital, they accept and direct bill medical advantage plans for emergencies only. But here's what's happening across the country with this direct billing of medical care advantage. It's enrollment periods are coming up. I think they might have started or they start in next month. And there's a bunch of insurance companies making changes to the medical care advantage. So what are the hospitals here doing? They're suspending the direct billing. They will still look after you, you pay them and you can get your money back, but they're suspending until the new programs and the new coverages and everyone renews, makes sure they still have insurance. So Medicare Advantage works great for people who are part-time in Panama, in my opinion, and natives, probably only. That's the only time you should use, unless you don't qualify and you can't get health insurance here, because it covers you for emergencies only. So this is a great example. You have a heart attack and you go to the emergency room, you pre-registered with Medical Advantage, which you should. We help our customers do it. We're using it. They treat you, they put you in there, you stay in a few days, they make you all better. You don't pay anything, okay? Because they direct bill, except during enrollment period. But anyways, so that's done. But your cardiologist tells you, okay, in the next month, you're going to need to have 2 heart stents for him. Guess what? You're going home for that. You're no longer covered under Medical Advantage. It's only for that emergency room visit and immediate treatment to make you good enough so you can travel, so you can go home to your zip code that you enrolled in to get your surgeries and stuff like that. That's why it's not a full coverage here whatsoever. So international insurance, if you can qualify for international insurance, meaning that you're less than 75 years old, that's the enrollment eligibility age, and you don't have some major pre-existing conditions, you can get, I'll give you an example. I'm probably an average age of an expat here at 61. I pay $248 a month for a 100% coverage, no copay, and with $1,000 deductible. Now, and no deductible on emergencies. Now, if I was from the USA, and let's say I was 65 now, and I'm paying $180 for my medical advantage, and I've decided I'm staying in Panama permanently, I have my international insurance, I'll have it for the rest of my life, I'm going to cancel my medical care advantage because my international insurance becomes my supplement in the States. Medicare will get me through the door and through emergency room, but my international insurance will take over from there. So don't think that Medicare Advantage is a long-term full solution in Panama. It is not. Look who's here, Oscar. Hi.
Is it really dark in town?
A little bit from the leg, no power.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a big damage.
Okay.
It's a big damage. But hi, everybody.
Oh, my aunts are on. Hi, Ann.
Hey,
There's
Mary.
Lisa.
Well, you got 2? I only see 1.
I just saw another one. up
Oh,
there, too.
cool. Okay. Let's go on with.
We did miss one question up above that I saw. It was right there. Do we need our pension?
Thank you.
Patricia and Sylvan, do we need our pensionado resident card to buy a car? Can we buy with our driver's license from Quebec or without pensionado? You can buy a car without residency here. And when you're a tourist here without residency, you can drive on your foreign driver's license. North Americans can stay for 180 days, but the driving law lines up with the rest of the tourist visa law, which means you can only drive for 90 days. Now you can fly out and back in and reset that, but it doesn't affect buying a car.
Yeah. And the same goes for real estate. You can buy a home there, being a resident. You just buy it with your passport. Same as your car title is going to have your passport number. If you don't. Yeah. And my dogs are very excited that Oscar's here. They're all out there.
I'm excited to make it a little bit.
Go. Okay, do rentals have laundry facilities in apartments? Are there laundromats in the cities? Good question.
What's in the cities?
Well, most rentals, most rentals have laundries. Apartments, the stocking wash and dryer is pretty common.
Yeah,
In houses, they're typically on the back covered deck, or if you have a laundry room on the inside.
but keep in mind that furnished with laundry sometimes means only a washer here.
Yeah.
Because it is very common to hang out your clothes to dry on a line. Now, in the city, obviously you don't really have that option, so it's way more common to have a dryer, but if you're out in the country, sometimes it doesn't include a dryer.
I lived up on the whatever floor. I used to have my clothes on a line.
In Panama City?
Yeah, I now know where my missing sock went. Yeah.
But laundry mats aren't
Oh, laundry
really
mats.
a big thing here.
North American laundry mats, where you walk in, you put a coin in a machine and you do your laundry. Not a thing.
No,
Because what's the thing here, everywhere, that whether you're in a city or a small town, some lady will have Lavadora written on her thing, you take a garbage bag of clothes, you drop them off and come back and get them in the afternoon, and she has them all folded, pressed, and charges you $3 or $4. That's more fun.
yeah, because it's affordable, the full service laundry. Now, not if you're long-term living here and need to get your sheets and blankets washed and all of that all the time, it might add up after a while. As a tourist or maybe just in rainy season, it's a nice service.
Oscar is with them the whole time. So just basically describe our 2 tours, the 7 free day and what you do on. Where you go.
Well, the 7-day tour, hi Michelle. First of all, is to see most of the whole country. When somebody wants to see different varieties of different areas, and if you're not sure, but also you wanna see and have better spectrum of the whole country. And we go from Panama City through Panama West, Herrera, province of Herrera, Los Santos, then Chiriquí, and then finally in Boquete. The 3-day tour is specifically for people that may wanna narrow down to this area. So we focus more in what it is Boquete, David, and Cerro Punta. We got to see a beach south of David, which is Playa Barqueta. But it's sometimes people that wanted to just they're already here and they want to learn about the province, or somebody the people that just they know they want to be in the mountains or close to the mountains. So yeah, that's the difference between the 3 and the 7. Both are great investment. The 7-day obviously they give you more spectrum and knowledge about the whole country and the culture.
But both give you the total access
Yeah,
pass,
both
which
of
is
those guys.
amazing value.
Precisely.
Okay. Guys, curious about the procedure for renting an apartment, long-term 6 months, you have to deal with real estate, rental. Is it better to deal with a landlord? It all depends on you, Roger. 6 month, 1 year is considered long-term. Anything under 6 months, you won't be dealing typically with an agent. If obviously, majority of the landlords here are Panamanian, and many of them don't speak English. So if that's an issue, if you have and it's not a real estate agent, it's more of a rentals agent. Most real estate agents do not do rentals. There are many rentals agents running around the country that do a great job, and their job, they get paid by the owner, and their job is to find you what you want, and very big on having our people that are coming on our tours to use rentals. Because they'll be the ones that'll tell you, yeah, not this house. They got like 6 dogs next door, stuff like that. Where
And it's just a lot of work to be looking all over the different places to try and find your place.
Oh,
And
yeah.
a lot of times the agents know of places that you wouldn't be able to find online. And so you give them their checklist and they come back to you and they'll check it out for you. If you're not here, they can do a video walkthrough. So it won't cost you more, but it'll give you some added benefit.
Why you don't really want the real estate? Sometimes they have people in their offices that handle rentals, but guess what? They're only gonna show you their own rentals. They wanna rent their rentals because they earn full commissions, where a rentals agent always is working in conjunction with other rentals agents. So you get to see all the listings.
With our access pass in our members area, we will connect to various agents. And we prefer the agents that aren't tied to a really big company because they're more likely to work really well with all the different companies and listings and landlords. So they'll work better for you. They won't just be married to only showing that company's listings for bigger commissions. But you can work directly with a landlord. There's no problem with
Yeah,
that.
you can, because some landlords don't list their properties with agents.
You can find, signs around town and find some great deals that way. Just make sure that you have a good lawyer look at your rental contract. Make sure it's actually the person who owns the property that you're renting.
Yeah, if you're not going for a reputable agent who has to check all this stuff out first. Yeah, you had mentioned a standard lease. No, there is no standard lease in the country. Everyone's gonna have their own lease, so and it's typically, it should be in Spanish if it's gonna be a legal lease. And your lawyer can, they shouldn't charge more than somewhere between $5 and $150 to review do a good review on a lease. And they're going to make sure the cedula matches the owner, matches the person on the property that's going to be receiving the money.
Mm-hmm. And that there's no fines on the finca number.
Yeah, exactly.
All of that.
Hey Lee, fellow Canadian here. Opening a bank account, if you're coming from Canada, it's really no different than anyone else, but a little bit easier because Canada doesn't have all the laws that the US has as far as reporting and stuff for banks. So what you need to get, which is sometimes difficult and they don't understand it in Canada, is a bank reference letter. All it has to state is Leif Anderson has banked at Royal Bank for 14 years and has a checking account in good standing. That's it. You bring that, you bring a copy of your last bank statement so they know it's you. And then you come here. You need to be in the process of residency, meaning even if you don't have your first card, the lawyer can write you a letter stating that Leif Anderson is in the process of residency. Number two, they're going to want to see that you live in Panama or have some type of financial ties to Panama. That can be living, that can be maybe you invested in a rental property or something like that. And then you walk into the bank of your choice and open an account. And it typically won't happen the same day. If you're in the city, it could happen in 2-3 days. If you're out in the country somewhere, it could be a little longer. Yeah.
Sharon, how do you manage to buy a one-way airline ticket on Copa if you plan on moving to Panama permanently on a pensionado visa?
You can't really do that.
No,
No.
and it's just, but it's only one time you'll have to deal with that. You know, the time that you're coming down to start your residency process, if you're trying to stay, then yeah, you'll have to book a round trip. But what you can do is either book a changeable ticket. So make sure that you can make changes on that return you can move it back. Or you could buy a cancelable ticket. Even a lot of the platforms like Expedia or even Copa will allow you to book with 24 hours cancellation. So if you did it the day before or the day of your travel, and then once you arrive in Panama, you cancel it, it's just a little bit tricky with the timing there. You have to keep an eye on that.
All right. Canadian Armed Forces veteran retiring in the next 6 months. Great job.
Years.
6 years.
And I'm already planning the
Planning.
I think it's a knowing, yeah, great. When do I really get serious about planning? I'm looking for the pensionable visa for you and your spouse. First of all, you need to retain a lawyer. The retainership should be 500, 700 bucks, whatever. A lawyer that understands Canadians moving to Panama, okay? So important. You'll find many lawyers here that have never dealt with Canada, and I had a lady comment that her lawyer, she was from Calgary, told her to get a FBI report, and she had to have the FBI one. We don't have FBI in Canada.
Right.
So make sure you get that, and you should start that about 3 months before. The documents can be no older than 6 months when at the time you apply. So you're gonna need, as a married couple, you're gonna need a statement of your benefits. If you are receiving Canada pension or OAS, those are the most known ones. And if they qualify you for the visa, you'll just use those. If you're receiving a veterans pension, then we're gonna have to use that one too. And then you're gonna need your marriage license, which you can, like a new copy. It's a download copy from Services Canada. And you're gonna need your RCMP background check. Now the lawyers we use, they know all the facilitators throughout the country that can get this done for you for a few bucks, like literally under $100 in a matter of a week or two. You can get an RCMP back. If you try to get an RCMP background check yourself, you could be waiting months. But with a facilitator that is approved by the RCMP, which our lawyers will know, then you will have it within a week.
Now, if you already qualify for the pensionado visa, then you can apply now. You don't have to wait until you're ready to move here. It's just that in order to maintain the visa, the only thing you have to do is make sure that you're not out of Panama for more than 2 years.
Yeah, you have to be here to apply, obviously. And then you gotta be here twice. You gotta be here for the initial application, which could take a couple weeks, depending on the time of year and holiday schedules and how busy immigration is. And then they'll call you back, hey, your permanent's ready within 4 to 6 months. And you gotta
Pick
come
it up.
with that. How do I accept a digital nomad visa? Interesting.
They have a digital
Well,
nomad
they have
visa
one you can
program.
apply for.
It does not lead to permanent residency though, and it is a little bit expensive, so it's not that popular.
Like literally, we've had no one use it on any of our tours. Because, well, I don't recommend it because it's really good. There are some good nomad visas around the world. Panama did not make one, so hopefully they change it and make it a little better.
Yeah, it's a lot of work just to stay here for a short amount of time.
Yeah. Is it difficult for moving? Well, it's tougher on the person than the pet, Sandra. I always find, I do pet relocation, by the way. You can check out our website. I put the link in there several times. You can check on the More tab. You'll see a pet relocation form if you want more information. But it's not difficult. It is complicated. But if you follow the steps, there's 21 simple steps to move your pets. And if you follow those steps, and which I can guide you through it. And yeah, we bring pets here. One arrived today. Little miniature poodle. He's being driven to the beach, south of Tennessee, but not, or I should say west.
Yeah, people do it all the time. You can do it.
John Blossom says, "Nice to meet you, Oscar."
Good to meet you.
Our new some of our new followers, they're finally seeing you.
Oh. I just drove 7 hours.
Yeah. What? We finished a tour this morning. Why were you in Panama City?
It was just to pick up a pickup truck, semi-new for one of our dear followers that actually is moving in Costa Rica, but he wanted to have a Toyota Hilux, so we facilitated the purchase. inspection, paperwork, and tomorrow I'm gonna deliver at the border for them.
Cool.
Full service.
What would you pay for international insurance if you're over 75? Hey, Elaine, you can't get international insurance if you're over 75. That's 75 is the cutoff age for enrollment. You must be under well, if you're 74, then you can get it, and then you would get it for life. Okay, but over 75, you can no longer apply. So I can't give you a price for that. There are.
Do you mean what the price would be if you're already in before 75 and then
That's a
what
good
it goes
question.
up
Okay, yeah.
every 5 years?
They're 75.
Because the premium will go up every 5 years.
Your scheme at 75 is typically where they cap out, and you're looking at around $5,000 a year. Right now, I'm paying about $3,000 a year. 60.
And typically cancer is pre-existing, you still get coverage. It's just maybe, depending on your situation, that specific type of cancer might not be covered.
Yeah, maybe waiting on it. And if it was 35 years ago in remission, they may still cover it. So we've seen all options.
And you can
if-
try applying with different companies and
Yeah.
it might get different feedback on that.
If you are, for people who are over 65, there is a copay type hospital insurance you can get here, which is quite affordable and quite flexible on the pre-existing conditions we have found for our guests getting. At 75, you'll pay about 180 a month, and it covers 70% of the medical costs, and you cover 30. So there's a bunch of questions got skipped. I could have jumped ahead, so I'm gonna move back here. Canadian, one-way ticket, experience.
And remember that 70-30%, most procedures here or any medical care is a lot more affordable than the United States. So for most people, paying 30% could be reasonable.
Thank you very much for the person that noticed that a bunch of questions got skipped. The questions here jump sometimes. Okay. I've recently heard that if one has a cedula, one can open a bank account with Banco General online. Great question. Number one, extremely limited accounts act. If you look at it, if you read the TOS, you're going to be limited to $5,000 in transactions in a month. And sometimes they have the right at 2,000 to request you showing up and giving all the information that I said before. So it's a very limited account, but also during the application, I just tried it 2 weeks ago because I had this question and I didn't know the full answer. You need a cedula and you need your proof of income, and what they're looking for is job income. So they want you to provide your Social Security benefits, Panama Social Security benefits and numbers and check stubs and stuff like that.
So if you already have a cedula, it's easier to just come in person and go to the bank and give them what they need.
Yeah, and it's nothing worse. We get phone calls every single week. Oh, my account's been closed and I'm not there. What can I do? Nothing. You need to come in. Because the governor of banking makes the rules in banking, and you can't have a full account without doing the things I said earlier.
And regarding obtaining Panamanian driver's license, once the US license is validated by the US Embassy, how long does it take to get the appointment with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Now, you can go next day. It's easier to have a facilitator do this because despite the name, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is not foreigner friendly. If you don't know where to go or who to talk to, most people don't speak English there. So we almost always recommend, actually our lawyer's office will help facilitate this process. If you're US, you do have to go to the US Embassy in person for the notarization. If you're Canadian, then you can get the notarization remotely done. But the Foreign Affairs Office, you can have a facilitator do it for you. And it's so much easier because it's a runaround. And if you don't know what you're doing, it can take 1 to 2 days. Whereas the people who know what to do can get it done a lot quicker. And then once you have that, you can go right to Search or Send with your blood type test. If you're over 70, you'll also need a doctor's note and get your driver's license. Now, if you are pensionato age, you don't need a appointment at Search or Send, which is where you get your driver's license here. But if you are not pensionato, then you'll need an appointment there.
People have alarm system. Well, let's talk to the one Latino in the crowd here.
Her name is Akira. But we do have cameras and motion sensors at night. So basic security and just precautions, but not really alarm. Our beautiful alarm is Kira, our beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't have the alarm systems and the monitoring systems like North America has. That doesn't exist here.
It does, but only for some areas. Like gated communities has it, and the main city has it, and here they provide ones for the banks. But usually, residents don't usually particularly have that.
not the way that it connects to
Yeah.
emergency
Yeah,
services that
exactly.
quickly. But
There's companies over.
also remember that most of Panama, people have bars on the doors and the windows. So it's less likely for people to be able to break in.
Yeah.
There is always a neighbor watching.
That too,
So
absolutely.
when you obtain a license, it's accurate. You need a blood test and physical. Well, saying it like that, John, not quite. You need a blood type test. We don't have a blood bank that's full of blood that anyone can use. So on your license, if you're in a traffic accident, it's going to list the blood type so they don't kill you when they are trying to revive you. And number two, the physical, no, it's a doctor's letter if you're over 70. Yeah. And it's not really
it's
just a
really
doctor,
so
a
simple.
geriatric doctor.
They just say, oh, took your blood pressure, you look good, here's your note. Laura, can you provide some insight on how to look at condos before purchasing? Is Encuentro 24 reputable and the best place to schedule appointments to see condos, or is it better to hire a real estate agent and just pay them for your time to show you places? I would be careful with Encuentro 24. There are definitely some crooks on there, just like you would find on like what's Craigslist,
Yeah.
exactly. So be careful if you don't know what you're doing here. If you don't speak Spanish, I would definitely use an agent, or meet at a public place. All of those really just common sense, smart things to do before you just plan to meet somebody off some random listing website and application. So if you're new here, an agent is the best way to go. They're also, if you're working with a good one, they're going to show you a lot of stuff that won't be listed online too.
You want one agent, whatever. Panama doesn't have an MLS. It does. It's Google Panama MLS. Get on their site. They have an English tab there. And they have all listings from all credible real estate agents throughout the country. Now, if somebody is listing, if a real estate agent is listing on Encuentro 24, sometimes they do, and that's fine. But beware for sale by owner. Find yourself a real estate lawyer before you engage any for sale by owner.
And if you find an agent that you really like, or you need a recommendation, we can do that. But if you find somebody you really like, let them know that you want to just work with them, and they're going to work harder for you.
Yeah, that's it. Just like we do in the States. But don't, if you start picking a different real estate agent for every house, then you get into people that just won't show you anything.
They won't want to show because if you reach out to companies on all the different companies that you're on, then all of them will claim you as their client, and they won't want to pay any of the agent's commissions. It can get really messy.
I thought the same thing when I came here.
Why are there?
You guys have bathtubs in Latin America.
That I guess.
Still hot. I mean, I don't know. I didn't have one.
I don't-
It's not a thing for us. I mean,
Like,
we go to
like,
the kids.
we live by the, many people don't have air conditioning, you couldn't sit in a hot tub.
It is when you have kids, it's kind of a bummer because kids love bathtubs, but we just got a little kiddie pool that we
I mean, yeah, bathtubs only,
get
only,
here.
yeah, you can. Yeah, how you have a normal standing house, no.
Yeah, I've never lived in a home here with a bathtub.
I'm sure if you're
But
paying
you see-
over $2,000, you'll have a house with a bathtub.
You can-
Back to where we were before, glad we got the questions. Gotta watch this thing doesn't jump ahead.
Good to hear Zach, even in one
What are you moving here, Zach?
thing.
We're gonna go for coffee or something. Okay, that's the one. Okay.
I think we already did the
We're back.
bank account process.
Share the process for opening a bank account. Already did that.
It was at 7:22, so probably
Oh.
before we answered.
Okay. Open a bank account. Bring with you a bank reference letter from home. Number two, bring with you proof of income, whether that's your pension letter or whether that's 2 years of tax returns. A not get your lawyer to state you're in the process, get some type of lease agreement or somebody like us with our clients, we deal with some local banks here. All they ask for is a letter from us stating that we're helping them find a place to live. So it's not as strict as actually having your rental, so. And then recommended banks, we do, like, we got a few. First of all, if you do not know Spanish, look for a bank that has a English app. Multi-bank and BAC, BAC are two that I know that we recommend, who I bank with personally, that have English and Spanish. Banco Henro, very strong bank. You can't see anything bad, but they, not a lot of English there. And Banco, beside Banco Nacional.
Global?
Global Bank. Those are four banks that have locations and ATMs all across the country. Multi-bank, BAC, Banco General, and Global Bank.
Perfect.
There we go. That's my recommendation.
Lean asks, what is the minimum lifetime monthly income needed for pensionado visa? That is $1,000 a month.
Yeah. $1,000 a month. Yeah, legally married. Married.
If you're not, you could get married here.
We could marry. We have small people.
Ernest says, good evening. I heard that my monthly income is not taxed. Is that true? Correct. Panama only taxes on Panama earned income.
Yes.
Foreign earned income is not taxed. John Bloom asks, heard you're extraditing the 7-day tour. What's included? Panama Canal, what's the extra cost? I think he's asking about the extra day that we added on before the tour. Because we used to see the canal on day one in Panama City, but we had a big demand to do more relocation based on Panama City. See housing, see the top hospital, focus on expats and neighborhoods. So now that's what we do on day one of the tour. And we offer an extra day for people who want to arrive early and offer it as a package. So it includes airport pickup, an extra night at the hotel, and their full day city tour of all of the touristy top stops that are easier to do on your own or with our recommended guide. So you'll see Panama Canal, Amador Causeway, Old Town, typically the seafood market or a really typical Panamanian restaurant. And the cost for that for a single, for the entire package, all of those things I just mentioned, is at $325 at the most. If more people in the group decide to join, then that will bring the cost down.
Great. Okay, Deanne's got a question. When opening a CD for 200,000, are we taxed on the interest that is earned over the 3 years? Great question, Deanne. So if you, let's say you open a CD in Panama to get the Friendly Nations visa, and let's say you find a bank, just helped someone last month get one at 5%. And so that means you're gonna earn $800 a month into your savings account here. You would think that is Panama sourced income. It is. But I'm gonna say a statement here that some of you guys on the fence in the country that you live in now and how they tax you, this might switch you over. Panama government feels that its citizens who save money should not be taxed on money they've already earned. So there is no tax on bank account, there's no income tax on bank account savings interest up to $500,000. Isn't that cool? So the question is, no, you don't get taxed on that, but you still have to claim that if you're from the US or Canada, you still gotta claim that you made that money. So they're gonna tax you on it there. Mhm. How much is your service? I'm popping into the link, the different services we offer on this page. You will see all of our offerings and what they do cost.
Our tours, our access pass. What about mosquitoes and dengue? I don't know if there's some like.
Oh, sorry.
There's
Well,
supposed to be
no.
something going on the news in the North America right now. Because everyone was asking this the last week. I mean, there's no siege here, but
There has been a little bit of upgrade cases of yellow fever in Costa Rica, Colombia, some areas. So they're just kind of like doing some campaigns, prevention for people to probably, if they're going to some specific areas in Costa Rica, Panama, or Colombia to get the vaccination. That means that it's like going to the Darien jungle or something very remote. The dengue, it is possible to have, but right now we don't have like a high cases. And usually you can get that type of mosquito in swampy areas. But if you're in the city, if you are like up in the mountains, I mean, with the cases here in Boquete, they're very. I have way more dengue in Colombia living down there than ever in my whole life, and I'm fine. It's a bad
yeah,
thing.
and it's just about bug prevention.
Yeah.
If you're in a more rural forested area, then use bug spray, light layers.
Yeah, screens and windows.
And some people, the bugs are more attracted to than others.
Yeah.
On our tours, we always have, usually it's a small handful of people that the bugs will get them when they're out on the beaches, and others just get
Speaking of
them.
dengue, I got murdered on neck in the sea. But as is
But
some.
usually you don't.
Usually I don't, but I prone because I'm O positive. So usually O positive blood people attract more mosquitoes, whatever you are.
Okay, D, I'm not quite sure of your question here. When we come, do we need to pay and fill an application at that time, or do we come back? And you're talking about immigration, because D, we are relocation tour operators. We connect you to the relocation people. So
Immigration.
when you come on our tour, thank you, you would pay us before you come here. On immigration, typically you would give them a retainer, maybe 20-25% of their fee, and then get all the paperwork organized with them, then arrive here and then pay them the balance after you applied.
Yeah, and for our fees, we request a deposit for tours that are refundable 45 days before the tour.
Husker, are there fishing charter boats in Gorgona?
In Gorgona.
Mm-hmm.
Fishing in Gorgona, specifically in Gorgona.
Nearby.
Nearby, not in Gorgona, but nearby. There is charging boats, for fishing, There is companies that provide the service in that whole area. Mainly from Chame or mainly from Vistamar.
Hey Linda, if you're on a March tour, email Megan right now. Email Megan and we'll connect you with the lawyer. They're gonna charge you. They're gonna tell you what it's gonna cost. You can ask your questions and get figured out if you want to do this. And and I know you're coming early if you want to do this when you come. There won't be any charge from the lawyer until you say, let's go, and then they're gonna charge you a retainer. So Linda, email Megan at Retiring Panama Tours. And because I know you're on the March tour, and she will connect you directly with the lawyer.
Yeah, but December is a good time. Even, I mean, we could get you connected now just because of all the holidays in November and December here.
Yeah, and Linda was actually working with Alejandra too.
On insurance.
Yeah, on the health
Yeah.
insurance. Hey Jason, do you require citizenship to be approved for health insurance? Residency. There's a big difference, guys, between residency and citizenship. You don't get a passport when you become a permanent resident. So you're just a permanent resident, you're allowed to do everything that everyone's allowed to do, except you can't vote, and you can't protest, and you can't run for office. Now, if you want international health insurance, yes, you need to be a resident of Panama, and you should be living here.
Good fire a little bit. Christian Sylvan, is there a lot of used gas golf cart dealers in Panama?
Mm.
Not really.
Not a big thing here because they're not street legal.
What's in the gated communities? Do you need water filtration for drinking water? Yes, it is recommended. Yeah.
Especially since the bacteria is different than what you used to at home. So when you move here, you don't want to be getting sick for the first 2 months.
Yeah, it is a treated system, but it's not the most sophisticated in all areas of the country. If you come to Panama with all your belongings and plan to file for the pensionado visa with the immigration attorney, does it still take 4 months before you receive your residency cedula card? At least.
For the pensionalities.
Yeah, and that's it.
Temporary one thing.
Mhm.
Permanent.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Paulette.
In Boquete, does it get 40 degrees?
John, I think the coldest I've ever seen it in Boquete is 14 degrees Celsius. And then for you folks, that's gonna be like 58, 60. That's the coldest night that we've had.
Somebody asked about Mini Med, Rocky.
Right, I'm sorry, Mini-Med, where?
Right.
Yes, I have heard of Mini-Med, researched them thoroughly, Rocky. They're quality doctors, quality facilities, but honestly, it's a marketing funnel to get you into their system. It is not health insurance whatsoever. You pay $20 a month, you get free GP doctor appointment, and you get a free specialist appointment in 5 different disciplines. None of them really that popular. So their purpose is to get you like really in the city. If you use them, you go to their pre-doctor, the doctor goes, oh, you need to go see a specialist. Then you end up paying for the specialist because it's not one of those 5 disciplines, and they give you a little discount on that. And then when you want a surgery, then you go to their hospital. So it's more, I find it more of a marketing bundle, although they give high quality, I've heard recommendations of high quality health care.
Zach said he's coming back to get his cedula.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Felicitaciones.
How many days do you have to fly out of Panama to drive more than 90 days? Just a day,
Yeah.
really.
But-
They're very flexible at the air border.
I don't do that.
Yeah, but instead of a day, you make it worth it. So you can go for the weekend to Medellin, to my city, to Bogota, to Cartagena.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go through these fast, this is a tough one. Please don't bring your appliances. Typically, appliances won't fit in the kitchens here. Most places are furnished anyways. And number 2, your appliances that are 60 hertz only are gonna have problems on the Panama 50 hertz. So,
Carol is next. Do you have a reliable realty site you recommend?
just start on Panama MLS, Google
Yeah.
that. First link.
That'll give you a variety. Unfortunately, there's nothing like,
Shit.
Zillow, we don't have that. But throw it in the comments.
If you come to Panama with all your belongings and file for immigration, that will still take 4 months. Pensionado visa will take between 4 and 6 months to get your permanent visa. You will have your temporary visa within a couple weeks. I know, she said she didn't hear the answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then your cedula you can get after you get your permanent residency, which you all should do.
We have talked before, we're gonna have this. And it's either next week or the week after, so look for the Sunday news newsletter. If you don't get our newsletter, go to the site and posted the link multiple times. I'll do it one more time. And sign up for our newsletter. And you gave me the eyes. Oh, Gracie's on the call.
She gave me the eyes.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you for joining. And I was very lucky to join at least for half an hour in this Q&A.
Don't forget to follow us, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Good night.
Buenas noches.